Yeah,
Would you like me to?
can you go into that? Maybe even just on this same exact one, that A
Yeah,
flat diminished.
right. Because I find this incredibly interesting. Like I said, it was such a huge revelation for me. So on A flat diminished, if you think of your diminished scale as two minor scales, so these would be 4 note minor scales because the diminished scale is 8. So you split it in half and you get 4 note minor scales. First one starts from the root of the chord. So in this case, A flat minor, right? Then the second half of it starts a tritone away from, so in this case, be D. So this is the part that's very interesting to me because when you start it from D, this small minor scale, all these notes are diatonic to the key and the destination that you're going to. So rather than playing a solo like and just playing a bunch of diminished stuff, which makes no sense based on a melody that you had just started, I could treat it more like this. You know what I mean? So all those notes that are from that second level of that minor scale are diatonic. And the other thing too that I've discovered, and I've yet to see a tune that doesn't do this, which is all the melodies on these tunes, this one included, all the melodies come from that secondary part of the scale as well, because it remains diatonic to the key. And it's not this jarring, all of a sudden you have to go with this, diminished, be like playing these, diminished kind of patterns that make no sense at the moment on a tune like this. So that, like I said, has been super helpful. And for those of you who don't have any kind of, fingerings or anything like that for the diminished, just seeing those minor scales is easier to me because I can see D minor here. And even though it's just a fragment of it, those are great places. Here's diminished. And the other octave below that. So another example might be 3, 4. Sorry, that again. That didn't sound as good as it would hope. 3, 4. And that was the other thing you were talking about. I just resolved to the 1 chord, but substituted 1 diminished major 7. But I can hold off on that. But yeah, so those 2 things that I just I didn't really intend to do the diminished thing, but I heard it and then started laughing to myself all in that brief 1 second of time, thinking it'd be a great place to demonstrate that. But essentially what I was doing is this. So utilizing the open strings, what's the F diminished, built off the root of the 1 chord here. And both those.
Before we get on that one.
Okay, sorry, man.
Yeah, no, you're good, you're good. But let's discuss that other one, just the normal diminished as a dominant. So maybe like when it goes the A flat diminished back up to the A minor, we'll clear those two.
Does it do that in Corcovado? I don't think so.
Leading maybe into the next A section?
Okay, hold on. I usually play it, but if it's G sharp diminished to A minor, that's exactly right. I was playing B minor 7 flat 5.
Okay. Yeah, leading
E alter, but it's the same thing, G sharp diminished, just like you're pointing out. So here again, the resolution is going up, and if I were to think of this as a dominant chord, one of the easier ways for me, at least with this voicing, I'm thinking of this as the 3rd immediately. So the 3rd of E7, in other words. So 3, flat 9, 5, 7. And then the resolution up a half step, which is beautiful. In this case, I'm thinking of it as E7, flat 9. And that is the critical difference. But when I'm thinking of this as a dominant, I'm no longer thinking of dominant. I'm no longer thinking of diminished language or that 2 minor scale thing we just talked about. It's a whole other experience. Okay. And routinely I'll do what I just did, like especially in this key, it's just such a beautiful key for this. But if I'm playing just a typical comping move, like on maybe a solo guitar moment, chord melody stuff. But like then I start relying on the all the bebop language that I have. Let me just turn my own guitar up here a little bit. So. Well, that was just 5 to 1, 5 to 1. So yeah, I mean that's like, but like I'm saying to you, I use that routinely as a substitution because I love that movement, especially again using it just coincidentally. It just happens to sound so pretty. So in any minor 2/5, I might find myself, using that sound. Yep, all the time. There's something about it on that voicing too. Like this is the drop 3 voicing. The interesting thing about Diminished as well is because of the symmetrical nature of it too. It sounds great anywhere on the guitar, meaning range-wise, that's as low as I could play it. It still sings beautifully. You couldn't say this about any other chord voicing, which there's range issues all the time where things get real muddy and they don't cut. Even if I took the lowest possible diminished chord I could play, like a drop 2, it still rings out super clear. So I do like that shape as we're talking about because of the register of it. But in a more traditional like Joe Pass or Wes. So all I'm doing there is the same thing. I'm just playing A minor. Here are all the A minor 7 drop 2 chords. And I'm just putting the G sharp diminished or E7 flat 9 sound. So I know I'm off on a tangent, but if you were playing like a minor blues, let's believe it's A minor. I don't remember ever playing minor blues in A minor, but anyway. So if you had that, and then you're heading to the 4 chord, for instance, you could do. Just as a way to keep it interesting by going back and forth between those 2 sounds. So the diminished in that case is super, super powerful. And I'll just, as long as I'm just talking about it, and then I'll stop talking. But even that will help you with your line playing too. Because if I just played like a minor blues.
What you just watched comes from our Jazz Master Sessions. Now that's a clip of a longer masterclass. Every single month, I get one of the world's best jazz guitarists into Chase's Guitar Academy, and we have an hour masterclass session. And these are very focused masterclasses. This isn't just a general Q&A, although there is time for questions at the end. We focus on a very specific topic and go deep. The 2 ways you can access the Jazz Master Sessions is either the recordings via the basic plan of Chase's Guitar Academy, or as the standard plan, you actually get to attend these live and interact with these masters. In the past, we've had guys like Dan Wilson, John Story, Stefan Remble, Barry Greene, Rodney Jones, Will Brahm, Chico Pinheiro, so many more. It's a really great time. I know you'll love it. I always get such great feedback, and students have so many amazing breakthroughs and insights after watching and attending these that I invest the money into the students so that they can access this. It's not cheap, but I think it's a great thing to do for the members, and nowhere else does this. So if you want access, sign up, 14-day free trial for Chase's Guitar Academy. Either of the options you'll be able to access. Thanks, and I'll see you in another video.